This is from Gian G. Georgiou, and the question is, how do you deal with the dark hours when fear freezes the creative genius? I think that's a very interesting question when it comes to screenwriting, because I can honestly say I have no fear, because my presumption is that this movie will never be made. I think whenever you start a screenplay, you're working with odds of probably 90 to 1 against.
I don't know if I have any creative genius. I do have a work ethic. I think that really writing comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that's putting in the time. And there's no such thing as being frozen or paralyzed. That's a mindset. That's letting the fear paralyze you. But actually, in the moment where you feel the most afraid is when you've got to start typing.
I think writer's block is something that a lot of writers experience. It can be quite terrifying. I've experienced it and really lost my way and lost my confidence.
I actually love the dark hours when I'm just lying there 3:30 in the morning and just thinking about the story and the characters, and it's such a wonderful moment. And I know I'm on I know I've got a good idea or a good story going when I can do that at length, just lie there and think about story.
There's a couple of things I do. One is I go and read, and I go and watch a lot of movies, and I lie on the couch and watch a lot of good television. So I seek inspiration elsewhere. But in the end, you've still got to go back and face the blank page. So, and that's just about discipline. It's about actually facing up to and sitting at your desk every day and writing and working until you work through whatever it is that's blocking you.
I take a walk. When I'm stuck, I just always go for a walk. Just sort of get out of my head for a minute. No matter what the weather, I'll just walk around the block, and it helps enormously.
I think you start off in life as a young, up-and-coming writer full of energy and enthusiasm, and you've got the creative angel on your shoulder, or you've got the critical devil on this shoulder. But when you're young and energetic and you haven't got a great deal of experience, the creative angel is all-powerful, and you write and write and write. But as you age and get more experience, the critical devil becomes bigger and bigger, and I think you're probably at your best when they're equal. But there comes a time when the critical devil overpowers the creative angel, and that can be a problem.
Nothing's preventing you from putting words on that blank page. And usually in those moments of greatest fear is when you're going to come up with the most creative stuff. So you have to look at that as an opportunity as opposed to something that is going to stop you in your tracks. If you're not afraid, then you're not taking risks. And if you're not taking risks, then you're not doing something original. Okay, this question is from @myownroom. I want to get into screenwriting. Should I do a course or just read lots of scripts and write lots?
I did the latter. That's what I did. I read lots and lots of scripts for years, and I even retyped my favorite screenplay, which I highly advise. I retyped The Apartment by Billy Wilder and I.A.L. Diamond. And actually the retyping of their script taught me so much, because it ended in a place I wasn't expecting, and I learned that writing great prose was important, and I saw their parentheticals and how they were really directing the actors in the script. So that was the best thing. But I've never taken a film writing class, screenwriting class rather, but I imagine there are things to learn. But I don't always believe in the formulas that they have on page such and such, you should hit a certain mark. So I think your instinct should drive that more.
I think you do both. It's not one or the other. I didn't go to film school, though I did go to drama school, and they had a component of the drama course, which was a playwriting course. Now look, writing's not, it is a craft. It is something that can be taught and that you can learn the rules of, but you can't learn to be interesting, and you can't learn how to be interesting. You can't learn how to write well. You've got to kind of discover that through practice, and certainly through watching films. It's no use writing films unless you love cinema. So you've got to go to the cinema as often as you can.
I think you should watch lots of films to begin with, because scripts don't quite give you the same sense of rhythm and timing that a finished movie gives you. So I would make sure that you've watched all the greatest films ever made, and then maybe read a few of the scripts.
There is no formula, unfortunately, for how to become a writer. I know people that have taken tons of courses and been through years of training, and I know people who haven't had a single day of formal training. Reading a lot and watching a lot definitely is something you must do, because you need to know what came before you, and you also need to know what to steal from, because writers more than anything are professional thieves. So if you're not stealing from the great playwrights and novelists and poets and filmmakers of the past, then you're working out of ignorance. But you hit the nail on the head in that final part. Do I need to write lots? Absolutely. No matter whether you get formal training or not, there is no substitute for doing the thing itself. Writing is really a process of continual failure in the pursuit of success. More often than not, you're going to write things that are bad. If I write 50 pages and 2 of them are actually good, I think those are pretty good odds.
The answer to this question, I think, rather than study scripts and read things and go on courses, I think you should live your life and pray that story-worthy things happen to you, and then you can write about them.
I like the bits of writing that are quite, like I feel like when I feel like a mechanic. So I kind of like putting words together in the right way and writing something that is evasive.
You have to be cynical.
Original screenplays and adaptations, originals are harder. Not surprisingly, you have to come up with all the raw material yourself. But the interesting thing is that the process of writing both is much more similar than you'd think, because even when you're adapting someone else's work, you're still having to decide what you're going to say with it.